How do you find the length and width of a rectangle given the area and the perimeter? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi there, this is a new Learn with Lyqa video, and welcome to Team Lyqa, where we try to help you prepare for your next exam. Now today we're going to answer a question that one of you sent over, and yes, I did have yung ganitong klaseng type ng question in the workbook. If hindi nyo pa alam, we do have the practice test booklets and the workbook for those of you preparing for an exam na gusto ng extra materials. And if you want your own copy, you can go ahead and message us Facebook page m.me/teamlyqa to get yours, okay? But let me start off by saying that this is a rather challenging question. So you may want to check out these videos muna, watch them, understand them, kasi yun yung mga skills required to understand kung paano makukuha yung sagot sa tanong na ito. Okay? Maliban dun sa method 3, wherein hindi natin siya masyadong gagamitin. Okay? Alright, so here's our question. And we're going to use yung method 1, factoring muna. Sabi, what are the dimensions of a rectangle with a perimeter of 16 units and an area of 15 units squared? Now, para mas madali lang at mas maayos tingnan, kasi yung L looks a lot like 1, right? Gawin nating X and Y, yung length and width. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung length, gagawin natin siyang X, and yung width, gagawin natin siyang Y. Okay? Para hindi lang tayo maguluhan. Tapos, ilalagay natin yung formula for perimeter and area. Ang perimeter ng rectangle ay equal sa 2L times 2W. Now, yung L, again, ginawa na natin siyang X. So, we put 2X plus 2Y. Okay? Now, yung area naman ng rectangle, ang formula niya is length times width. Again, yung L natin will be X, and yung width natin will be Y. So, i-multiply mo sila. Okay? Now that you have that, what we're going to do is to get kung ano yung X in terms of the Y, or yung Y in terms of X. Ang ibig sabihin lang nun would be, isolve natin yung mga yan, given yung area and yung perimeter na binigay sa atin sa problem. So, ibig sabihin nun, yung perimeter ng rectangle, 2x plus 2y, that is equal to 16 units. And yung x times y naman ay equal sa 15. So, kung gusto kong makuha kung ano yung x, pwede kong i-divide both sides nito by y. That way, makakancel ko yung y sa side na ito. And you will be left with x is equal to 15 over y. Once I have that, para mabuo ko yung equation na i-factor ko, ang gagawin ko, isa-substitute ko siya dito sa first equation. So again yung area, ito yung kinuha natin para makita natin kung ano yung x, kung y yung gagamitin. Tapos ito, isa-substitute natin doon sa perimeter na equation. Let me show you kung anong mangyayari sa kanya. So again, this right here will turn into this. You have 2 times 15 over y. So, lalagay lang natin doon. 2 times 15 over y plus 2y is equal to 16. Now that we have that, i-multiply lang natin yung 2 sa 15. So, we are going to get 30 over y plus 2y. This is also the time that you can transfer yung 16 doon para maging trinomial siya and para maiwan yung isang side as 0. Okay? So, yung 16 dito, positive siya. So, pag nilipat ko siya sa kabilang side, basically, nag-minus ako sa kabilaang side. And again, nasa discussion natin to on equalities, no? Magiging minus 16 siya. Equal siya sa 0. Now, hindi ito yung tipo ng trinomial that you can factor. May pwede tayong gawin para matanggal yung y dito sa ilalim na yan, which is to multiply the entire thing by y. Once na ginawa natin yan, yung y, dito sa side na to, mawawala siya. Maka-cancel siya. So, you will be left with 30. And then, you have 2y multiplied by y. So, that would become 2y squared. Saan yun ang galing? Ito lang. So, again, y times 2y. And then, after that, you multiply y with negative 16. So, you will be left with negative 16 or minus 16. Y is equal to 0. I-arrange lang natin siya. In order, you will be left with 2y squared minus 16y plus 30. Plus 30 kasi positive tong 30 na to. Okay? So now, you have that is equal to 0. Now, nandito na siya sa format na yan, pwede na natin siya i-factor. Now, kitang-kita ko, may 2 dun sa simula. So, ibig sabihin nun, yung isa sa dalawang imumultiply ko na binomial would have 2y at the beginning, the other one would have y. Tapos sa dulo, para makuha yan, and again, may video tayo on factoring, yung mga technique natin on factoring, you will look at positive 30. Yung 30 is a product of 2 things, kasi multiply mo yung last doon sa ating dalawang binomials. Now, ang 30, kung dalawang numbers sa pinag-uusapan, pwede yung 5 times 6. Pwede rin kasi siyang 10 times 3. Okay? So again, ito yung mga numbers na pag pinagsama ko, magiging 30. Ito na ngayon yung magiging options natin sa number na ilalagay natin sa dulo. The next question would be, aling kombinasyon yung kapag pinagbangga ko sa 2y dito sa harap, mabubuo yung negative 16. Now, kung ilagay natin dito, 2, tapos imumultiply natin siya sa 5, negative 5, kasi negative naman yung 16. Ito yung sum nila no? So, negative yung kinalabasan. So, mas safe na ihulaan na 5 siya dyan. Tapos, I put minus 6 here. I-check ko na ngayon kung lalabas yung buong equation na ito. Now, kapag chinek ko ito, you will see 2y times y is 2y squared. Tapos, yung negative 6 and negative 5, pag minultiply ko siya yun yung last, that is going to give me positive 30. Okay tayo dyan. Yung gitna ang kailangan natin i-check. 2y times negative 5 is going to give you minus 10y. Tapos yung minus 6 times y is minus 6 or negative 6y. So as you can see, pag pinagsama-sama ko yan, 2y squared minus 16y plus 30. So tama na tayo dyan. Which means, ang ating dalawang finactor are 2y minus 6 and y minus 5. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to just take these and kukunin natin kung ano yung mangyayari kung equal siya sa 0. Which is going to be necessary para lumabas yung 0 na yan na nasa dulo. Again, all of these things na-discuss natin in earlier videos. If naguguluhan kayo, you can watch the earlier videos for that. So, unahin natin yung 2y minus 6. So, 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. Again, magta-transpose lang tayo or kukunin lang natin yung equality niya. So, here you have 2y is equal to positive 6. Divide both sides by 2. Y is equal to 3. So, this is one of the possibilities ng dalawang i-multiply natin. So, that is 3. Isa na yun. The other is y minus 5 is equal to 0. So, that means y is equal to, again, pag nilipat natin siya, papalit siya ng sign, that would be positive 5. So, the other y is 5. Okay. So, 3 and 5. Now, i-check natin kung tama ba yun, kung yung width niya, yung mas maikling side would be 3, and yung length niya ay 15. Lalabas ba yung 16 and 15? Now, check natin, balik natin dito sa perimeter na area. If ang length niya is 5, and yung width niya is 3, lalabas ba yung 16? O, twice 5 is 10. 10 plus twice y, which is 3, is 6. So, tama tayo doon. Tapos, kung 5 times 3 naman, 15. So, tama rin tayo doon. So, again, nakuha natin na yung dimensions niya are 3 and 5. So, yan yung factoring na technique. Now, paano pagdating dito sa factoring side, mabagal ako or meron talagang mga times na hindi siya na-factor evenly. Hindi siya madali na kunin. Doon na papasok yung second method natin. Ang second method natin is using the quadratic equation. Now, if you want to use the quadratic equation, the first few steps will be similar. So, pareho lang, kukunin mo yung x in terms of y, sa substitute mo siya hanggang mabuo mo ito. Kaya kinopya ko lang ito from the other one. Pero this time, we'll use the quadratic equation. Ano ba yung quadratic equation? Balikan natin yan, no? And yes, may video tayo niyan. Now, the formula looks like this. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so isa-substitute lang natin yung a, b, and c dun sa formula natin. So we have x is equal to negative b, so that is negative of the blue part. So you have negative of negative 16 plus or minus the square root of b squared. So again, ang b natin would be negative 16. tapos isusquare mo siya. And then you have minus 4 times A. Ang A natin is 2 times C, which is 30. All over, lahat yan. Magkakasama sila sa taas, as the numerator here. And then you have 2 times A or 2 times 2. Okay, so ayan, nag-substitute lang tayo and now we're going to solve it. Okay, so you have x is equal to negative of negative 16 is going to give you positive 16 plus or minus the square root of, ang negative 16 squared is negative 16 times negative 16. That is going to give you 256. At dahil negative times negative is positive, positive yung 256 natin. Kung nakaguguluhan kayo doon, meron tayong video and series tayo on multiplying integers. So you may want to go and check that out. So 256 minus 4 times 2 times 30. Ang 2 times 30 is 60 times negative 4. So that is minus 240. All over 2 times 2, which is 4. Solve down ba natin siya? So x is equal to 16 plus or minus, and then you have the square root of 256 minus 240, which is 16. All over 4. X is equal to 16 plus or minus the square root of 16 is actually 4. Diba? Kasi 4 times 4 is 16. All over 4. Now, at this point, maghihiwalay na tayo ng dalawang isosolve natin. You have the plus, so that would be x is equal to 16 plus 4 over 4 and 16 minus 4 over 4. So, dito sa left side, that would be 20 over 4 or 5. Sounds familiar? And then here you have 16 minus 4 or 12 over 4, which is going to be 3. So as you can see, ang nakuha natin ay 5 and 3. Same dun sa nakuha natin kanina. Now, is there another way na hindi ganito kakomplikado at ganito karami yung math involved? Let me show you a trick na you can use pag nasa exam kayo. Now, I want to specify na pag nasa exam ito, kasi ito yung time na meron kayong options usually. So, for some of you taking the UPCAT or college entrance tests kung saan-saan, this may be a good trick for you. Let me show you what to do. So again, it's the same problem. But I know that, again, ang perimeter is equal to twice the length plus twice the width. And the area is going to be the length times width. So what I do, and again, this is just my way of doing it kung ako yung mag-e-exam, at syempre may time limit tayo. So I look at the area agad. Ang area is 15 units. So alam ko na yung dalawang sagot, yung length and width, pag minultiply, lalabas yung 15. So what I do is I just come up with a list, okay, ng numbers na ang lalabas ay 15. Okay. So that would be 1 and 15 and 3 times 5. Now, it doesn't matter na kung 5 times 3 kasi again, it's the same two numbers. Now, once I have that, I use them to check kung alin sa mga yon ang magiging equal sa 16 kapag sinubstitute ko sa formula ng perimeter. Ano ibig sabihin nun? To-check ko. P is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So, i-check ko kung 1 and 15, that would be, and again, you can do this mentally, no? Sinusulat ko lang para ma-imagine ninyo. 2 times 1 plus 2 times 15. Now, alam ko agad, 2 times 15 is 30. Masyadong malaki. So, ang option ko na lang would be 3 and 5. Now, kung nauubos na ang oras, di ba? Lalo na sa UPCAT or LAE, masyadong konti yung oras. Anong gagawin ko? I-shade ko na agad yung 3 and 5. Kasi nakita ko yung isang other option, hindi na siya. Kung may extra time ako, i-check ko lang siya. So again, babalikan lang natin yung formula P is equal to 2L plus 2W. So dalawa nung 5, 2 times 5 is 10. Tapos yung dalawang 3 is 6. As you can see, this is going to form 16, which is yung binigay sa ating 16 units dun sa problem. So alam ko at sigurado ako that the two dimensions are 3 and 5. Okay? So again, I showed you the first two. If in case, hinahanap yung solution sa inyong exam, okay, so you can make sense of that. But if you're taking an exam, doing the speed technique, just factoring, kaya again, very important for you to know kung anong numbers ang divisible sa alin, could be a good way to go. Alright, now it's time for your quick quiz. So I'm going to give you one problem, and I'm going to challenge you to solve it. And kung ano mang method ang gagamitin ninyo, that's perfectly fine. If you kulang kayo sa time, you can hit pause at any time. And your timer starts now. Sabi dito, what are the dimensions of a rectangle with a perimeter of 26 units and an area of 40 units? So again, if you want to solve it using the long method or kailangan mo ipakita na gumamit ka ng quadratic equation o kaya ng factoring, we're going to do it like this. So we have the perimeter is equal to twice the length, pangalanan din natin siyang x, and twice the width. And then you have the area, which is x times y. Substitute natin kung ano yung mga binigay sa tanong. Ang perimeter daw ay 26 units at ang area ay 40 units. Okay? Now again, bawal ang kabisote, hindi kung ano yung nauuna yun yung perimeter kasi minsan baliktad siya sa tanong. So you really have to choose kung alin ang perimeter at anong area dun sa mga given. So be careful lang dun. Baka na mabaliktad ninyo, magmamali yung sagot ninyo. Okay? So now that we have that, we can solve for x. To get x, we divide both sides by y. And we have x is equal to 40 over y. Okay? Kasi pwede natin i-cancel yung y dito. Now that we have that, so substitute lang natin siya, again, dun sa ating formula. So you have 2 times 40 over y, ito kasing x, plus 2y is equal to 26. So again, multiply natin yung 2 sa 40, you have 80 over y, plus 2y is equal to 26. Or, again, pwede natin ilipat yung 26 sa kabilang side na agad-agad. So, we can just write negative or minus 26 is equal to 0. Multiply the entire thing by y para mawala yung fraction. So, now you will be left with the equation na 80 plus 2y squared minus 26 y. So, is equal to 0. I-rearrange lang natin siya. You have 2y squared minus 26y plus 80 is equal to 0. So again, if you want to factor this, we're going to just split them up. You have 2y and y. And then ang 80, kasi is just, pwede siyang 8 times 10. Pwede rin siyang, so I would just go with 10 and 8. Now, kung tatry natin dito, minus 10 and minus 8, isa-solve natin siya just to make sure na tama yung nakuha natin. You have 2y times y is 2y squared. You have outside, para sa mga nabag kanina na inuna ko yung last, pero you have 2y times negative 8, so that is negative 16y. And then yung inside, which is negative 10y. And then you have plus, kasi 10 times 8, tapos pareho silang negative, so that will be positive, plus 80. So again, as you can see, pag nagsama mo yung negative 16y tsaka negative 10y, that's going to give you, itong buong ito is negative 26y. So, pareho lang siya dun sa target natin, which means tama itong nakuha natin 2y minus 10 at saka y minus 8. Now that na-verify natin tama yung pagkaka-factor natin, pwede na natin isolve yung 2y minus 10 is equal to 0 at y minus 8 is equal to 0. So, Ito, pag nilipat natin, magiging 10 siya. 2y. Divide both sides by 2. If this is too fast for you, again, na-cover na natin kasi to sa earlier videos, no? So, pwede nyo panoorin yung mga fundamentals natin. Meron din tayong playlist on algebra that you can watch. So, that would be 5, and here naman is 8. So, yung dalawang dimensions ng rectangle natin, or yung length and width niya, are 5 and 8 units. Kung gusto mong gamitin yung quadratic equation, you have negative b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Right? So, iso-substitute lang natin yung b natin. So, that's negative of negative 26 plus or minus b squared, which is yung negative 26 squared. And then you have minus 4ac would be 4 times a, which is in this case 2 again. So, 2 times c, which is 80. All over 2 times 2. Sinubstitute lang natin yung A, B, and C. So here you have positive na siya kasi negative times negative. 26 plus and minus the square root of negative 26 times negative 26. 676 minus 4 times 160, which is going to give us 640 all over 4. So 26 plus and minus, yan, 676 minus 640 is going to give us 36 all over 4. To split those into 2, you have 26 plus, and ang square root of 36 is 6 over 4, or this is just 32 over 4, or 8, diba? Tama tayo doon. And then here naman you have 26 minus 6, which is going to give us 20 over 4 or 5. So, 8 and 5 din yung sagot. But again, kung may options lalo, nagmamadali, hindi kailangan i-show yung solution. Tingnan natin yung area, 40 units. 40, kung isi-split natin yan, that could either be 8 and 5 or 10 and 4. Tapos, i-check na lang natin kung ano yung twice nito. At twice nito, ang lalabas dapat ay 26. So, 8, ang times 2 niyan would be 16. 5 times 2 niya ay 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8. So, ito, 16 plus 10 is 26. Pasok tayo dyan. Pero ang 20 at 8 ay 28. So, hindi siya itong dalawang yan. So, the answer would still be 8 and 5. Alright, now I hope you learned something new today. If you did, click thumbs up. Make sure that you share this video with your friends, lalo kung mag-exam din sila. At I'm hoping na makapili kayo ng isa na mas madali dun sa tatlong methods that I showed you. Whatever works best for you, let me know in the comments din. At kung may request din kayo ng video, as you can see, sinasagot ko naman yung mga request ninyo. Let me know in the comments na rin. Alright? And if you're one of those people watching this kasi you're preparing for an exam, go ahead and download and use yung ating free study guide. Lilink ko na lang din dito. No? So you can download that free PDF with the links to the playlists, plus other resources that you can use to help prepare for your exam. Okay? Yan muna for now. And we always say sa channel to, never stop learning. Adja, kaya niyan. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.